Yep. So we can also potentially, we talked about just to touch briefly on what we said in some of the earlier sessions, we can also play straight up major hold envelope for perfect sus, melodic minor for sus flat 9, and now harmonic minor for that same sus flat 9 now with
Mm.
C sharp 11. So there's B flat major and B flat harmonic minor. So B flat major straight up sus, harmonic minor. Straight up major for sus. Yeah, so the sus and the sharp 11 and the flat 9 together is a pretty interesting combination of tension and embellishment. That's another sound. I would say you have to work a little harder to find melodies with a harmonic minor, but I think it's definitely in there. One way to do it, as you were demonstrating too, Mike, is just to play a harmonic minor voicing, kind of announces the harmonic intention of the line that's about to happen, which is not a bad strategy if you're soloing as the only chordal instrument in a group. So it says C7, I'm going to play this. You're discovering these interesting minor triads inside there, kind of fun too. So. So the notes are in the chord. It kind of, even if people don't know precisely what you're playing, you still hear a frame of reference.
And a lot of stuff that I like to do when I'm working things out like this, to just to figure out different applications for playing over 2-5-1s and stuff like that, is figuring out certain arpeggios that kind of capture that sound in an interesting way. So like, you know, at the beginning, I did the F sharp minor arpeggio over the C7 chord. And then maybe what I would do is, you know, I would just think, you know, G Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I know I could do it. I could go down a half step and think F sharp minor. So just figuring out little.
Mm-hmm.
And I can resolve it to F major. So that's kind of a lot of times how I go about working out some of these different ideas, finding different sounds that I like to, you know, mix and match with some of the stuff that I'm already doing.
Absolutely. So the idea of finding small consonant triads inside of a scale can be interesting too, as we demonstrated a couple of times there. So yes, there could be a way, and then that's also part of a strategy, as you just demonstrated, to use the tensions to create resolution, as you just demonstrated. Yeah, an F sharp triad can be a kind of a C7 to resolve to F, as you just played.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And then
So the
taking
other
a look
key
at
we
that
haven't
and seeing.
covered this.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say another thing, you do, and then just taking that, and then probably the next step I would do is, if I'm getting comfortable, you know, maneuvering around those arpeggios, then looking and saying, okay, are there any other notes in this B flat harmonic minor where I can add an extra note to this F sharp minor arpeggio and get a little bit more of a color? So then if I look at that, I could do the flat 5 and the natural 5. Then I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this on the spot, but
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden I have a new sound that I can mess around with.
Yep. Yeah, so we're kind of creating sounds inside sounds by grouping the notes together with different triads in that case. Yeah. Working well. So the last key would be the 7th mode. And this is kind of, I'm not sure what the official name for this would be. We discussed before the film, we may be calling it Super Locrian Natural 13. This to me is maybe the trickiest one. In the case of the three we've talked about already, the F, the G, and the B flat harmonic minor over C7, we're introducing one additional tension beyond what the melodic minor gives us. And again, this can be used obviously in combination with the melodic minors in these keys also. In the case of the C sharp, we keep all of the altered tonality. None of that's gone away, but we've added the 13. So that's kind of, sounds to me, it's a little problematic to go up to the 13 from, I say, an alteration. So sounds weird to me, but if I go, to me sounds more interesting than going up to. I'll either land on it or come down from it. So, but and of course we can play the chords too. So here's a harmonic minor chord. Let's straight up C. There's that same minor triad. Now it's an A minor triad with the C sharp. We played it up here in F and G. Here it is down in the key of C sharp. This looks like A minor with a C sharp. So we could think of that as a C13 flat 9. So again, if I play the chords, it kind of helps the setup. That 13 is a little weird. That's a pretty conventional voicing. So just coming down the chord shape helps. So I wouldn't say the 13 is out of the question. It can be used, but I think to finesse it in there with all those tensions, this to me is the one that requires the most work. And any thoughts on